what floor I'm on and stuff. Oh gosh.
Different.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Boom, boom, boom. Hey, we're starting a little late today.
Yeah, we just got we rearranged it a little bit to accommodate everybody.
Well, I like
Yeah.
that. We're not owned by anybody. We can do our own thing, right?
Very flexible.
Right.
Like it.
Yeah, I
We
like
we
that.
we we can move lateral.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah,
I
we're
like
okay.
that.
We're okay in
Yeah,
that area. We're good. We got
yeah.
more content than we could ever do anything with. My God.
I know, huh?
Woof. Listen, there was a thing about. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
What's
Matter of
up?
fact, about the girl that was missing in Hanson. It goes on Channel 25 News.
Oh, we saw that. You did a show about that.
Yes.
She was taken right out of her house, right?
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
they think, and
Uh,
I mean, she was a homebody, Mike. She stayed at home. She
right.
went up the street to get cigarettes, and like she's local to me. She's like 5 minutes away. So, like, how do you go missing around here?
Right.
It's
And wasn't her house locked up or something too? Like,
I don't know about the house being locked.
yeah, like she left the house. It was all locked up and all that other bullshit. I remember that. Hey, Jessica Machado reporting well on the Parthia deal.
Oh yeah, you saw that. I sent that.
Oh
Yes,
yeah. Oh yeah.
very happy to see that.
Yeah, I was like pumped. I'm like, oh Jess, here we go. So
So
the
yeah, you might want to give people some update on that.
the Parthia.
Yeah, the whole
All right.
that
So he was a student at a school having an affair with a teacher,
high school,
high
15
school,
years old.
15 years old, gets in a car accident with the teacher. New Year's Eve, around there, and he gets killed in the car accident, and they won't turn his phone over to his family. Interesting. The estate of Pothier now has it. He's got so Jess Machado. If you're not following her on Twitter, and this is a great story. This is going to be good.
Yeah,
This
this is.
is this is going to be a good one because
Hmm.
they haven't given up his phone for over a year or so, and they finally got it. They just got the motion to get it, so I don't know if they actually physically have it. Maybe Jess can chime in on it today, but I'm definitely into this Pothier deal. This is
So
this is
so it was a student having
yeah,
an improper relationship with a security
female,
guard, female.
female,
She was a
yeah,
female. She was a security guard at school,
right,
right?
yep.
Now, because she was at the schools, I think she had to be sworn in as a special police officer, which then made her an officer.
Oh, I thought she was a teacher, but go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
she was a safety officer.
Okay,
Uh, there's a bunch of them there because the school's not
Fall,
known for being quiet.
it's Fall River we're talking
New
about.
Bedford,
New Bedford.
New Bedford.
Yeah.
So they had the relationship. No, I'm pretty sure she was. I'll have to look into that. But either way,
Uh,
there's a relationship going on. Improper.
improper. Improper. Okay. She
There.
works at the she works at the school.
Yes.
Let's go. Okay.
She gets to an accident. He dies in the car accident.
As a passenger.
He was absolutely the passenger in the vehicle. He wasn't driving.
That's right.
She was driving.
Right.
So the school says, "Hey, we don't got nothing to do with it." And the girl who survived says, "Nope, nothing to do with it." And because she was under the umbrella of the police department, I believe, they didn't want the responsibility or the liability of having a resource officer and a student get into a fatal car accident,
Right.
right?
Yep.
So now the school doesn't want liability now. So forget about the police department that they washed off. Now the school itself doesn't want the responsibility. So who do they hire? Here we go. This is how the corruption starts. The school system hires the old mayor that was the director of the school committee.
For a lawyer for representation, right?
Right. So as the mayor, Scott Lang was the mayor of New Bedford. Because
Right.
he's the mayor, he's in charge of the school committee, planning board, zoning board, blah, 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 blah. But he sits in as the chief officer he's the head guy at the school committee meetings. He runs the meetings. He's like Chris Albert at the selectman meeting. He runs the selectmen's meeting.
Oh,
So Scott ran the school committee, that meeting, the budget, everything. Now he's got voted out. The new mayor in town. The school is going to get sued now.
yeah.
By the young kid's family, which on all righteousness they should.
Yeah.
The school hires the old mayor, Scott Lang.
Yeah. Oh, this is good. Yeah, I know where you're going with this.
Is that not a conflict of interest in itself, right?
Of course.
So Scott Lang knows all the school people, but he's representing the kid. Tell me that's not a conflict of interest, Mike. Are you telling me he's gonna? No, I don't doubt he's gonna absolutely represent that young child in the absolute best way he can. I believe that.
Well, if he's going to represent the school, not the child,
but
right?
At the same time, how can really? I got yeah.
Wow.
Which chief? The chiefs keep flip-flopping in New Bedford. All like Mike, every other year there's a new chief. I swear to God.
Right, because they're all the corrupt.
That either that or there's another problem that we're not figuring out. The chiefs, once they get into that's like who doesn't want to be the boss?
Right.
Oliveira. He was he ran the school systems.
Right.
No. I had run-ins with that guy, Oliveira. I know all these people. I know where some of the bodies are buried, matter of fact, over there.
No, can I ask a question? Didn't someone offer to give their services to the Pothier family that was connected to the town as well? Remember the lawyer?
The only one I know was the attorney, Scott Lang.
Okay, all right. And he's the mayor. Okay, I'm just trying to remember something. Maybe I'm off, but go ahead.
But how can that not be a conflict of interest, Mike? If he was in charge of that school committee, but yet now he's suing that school committee, he's almost suing his former self. He knows the entire school system protocol. He knows the school system's attorneys because he was their boss.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me how he's not conflicted in any way, but yet how does he represent this child?
Well, the way I look at it, they're going to try to settle it before it goes to court.
Oh, so without a doubt, you'll never hear nothing about it again.
That's right. That's right. They're going to try to bury this.
How much money do you pay them, and that's all they want?
Yeah, what's a body worth? And what's an 18-year-old kid worth with all? I mean, good-looking kid, right? Just getting going with his life. I don't know. You can't put a number on a person's life. I don't care if they're homeless. I don't care if they're the president.
The sad part is insurance companies have a number for that.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
And that's what they're gonna get. And he gets his cut, and everyone's happy. Supposedly, but it's never right.
But why not give his phone back for a year or so? That's what I want to see. The communications unredacted.
It's all in both of their phones, Mike.
Because he
got one, she sent one. It's in two devices. Why do you where's her stuff? Right?
I can tell you right now, as an 18-year-old kid, you're also bragging to your friends.
Come on, you don't think he's got pictures and Snapchat and blah blah blah? Yep.
And so if there's two devices, he sent one to his friends, and that friend has one as well. I'm just saying, you can keep scratching here. There's more here.
You don't think his buddies have all that dude, check out what she said here, or look at this picture she sent me, or look, here's a picture, a selfie of us together.
That's right.
Just if they went on a date together, they would get pictures together. Those pictures are in that device. The family wants that device.
I mean, if he was under the age of 18, it's statutory rape. If anything happened.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Let me guess. She upgraded her phone. That's a good one. Look at that.
Yeah. Stop it. That's not something to laugh at. It's in the pool, right? Yeah, right. Oh man. I mean, it's just so much of this stuff going on lately. And I think just because you and I and all the people in the chat and all the content, it's just so much to report on. You can throw a dart at the paper today and pick a story and just go with it.
Mike, it's so bad that we have anything to talk about in general here. But look at what the people are giving us. Mike, think of the stuff we haven't touched.
Yeah, but we want to help. We want to help expose. Like, so this Pothier deal, if Jess Machado ever wants to come on and talk about it, I know we're not gonna have a huge platform, but just tell us the real deal. Is there anything we can do? Can we do a standout? Can we do anything like that? You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, is there a GoFundMe or something like that? I don't know. Just giving her the opportunity to speak, because I am vested in that story, because a young man's life was taken by accident or not by accident. And then there seems to be a little bit of smoke. And with the smoke, there's fire.
Always fire.
Yep.
I have a couple things I want to put up here. I'm just looking for them now.
All right. So if you're not following Jess Machado on X, please do.
Oh my God, you have to.
Yeah. I'm surprised. She works for a newspaper.
Fall River Reporter.
Okay, that's what it was. I didn't want to get it wrong.
Yep. It was the Standard Times. I'm not sure if the Standard Times is still a paper. That's what it was called. And the big thing down there was AM radio, believe it or not, 1420 WBSM. Like,
Mark, you're right, Mark. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. He's like, Mark Cunningham agrees. If it was Pound Town with a teacher, he's definitely talking to his friends.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just the way we roll back then. I mean, I'm still today. There's not even worse, because back then we didn't have phones. Today it's even like, yeah, I get a full-fledged movie of the whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Legit. Yeah.
Mike. Yeah.
So wait, so if no one this, I'm just reaching here. If no one this, if she knew this, was it malicious? I don't know. How can I know?
Listen, the phone. If the family wants the kid's phone, give the family the phone. It's not the police officers or the Massachusetts State Police's property. I don't care if it was involved in murder of the president. It's not their property.
They gave Brian Walsh his phone back in the fucking. They gave Brian Walsh his phone back in a fucking day.
Have a nice day, just like that. They copied it all.
Yeah, give him his fucking phone back. Give Aiden his phone back. Right? What the fuck?
Listen, Aiden's live. He's live now.
Oh, whatever. He's doing the bus stop thing, right? Yeah.
Making sure he doesn't get arrested. Mike, every day the guy's gonna wake up and think, is today I go to jail?
Okay.
Think about that. I mean, they're still coming for that dude, Mike.
Of course they are.
And if they're going to waste their time on ducks, anything he says or does that's incorrect, they're on him.
Betterow, I got it. The Betterow bombs are just awesome. And there's more to come. There's more to come. That, some of the stuff was redacted, by the way. Some of the stuff Tully has is redacted. But we'll get there. I think the Wheel of Justice just works slow. We want instant gratification as normal people on the street, so to speak, not knowing how the law works. We're layman about it, but damn, there's so much going on.
I'll tell you one thing: we're going to be the smartest people in the whole entire country as it comes up. I mean, we're getting a crash course in constitutional law right in front of us.
Yes.
I mean,
so
we know that.
So I woke up this morning early and I put Melanie Little on, and she went over the Gretchen Voss information, what they want and stuff. That, my friend, was interesting. There's more.
Cherry.
Hey, I know it's early. It is very early, but yeah. But the Gretchen Voss affidavit, what they want from her, like notes, recording, everything.
But now you hear the point she made?
What?
Kate Peter is
also mentioned.
I like the thinking, because that means Aiden's entitled to all the communication between them two.
That's right. That is right. You just nailed it. So you don't have to watch it. You don't have to watch it, Tom. Yeah.
She is so Mike, again, are we not blessed? We're blessed to have these amazing people on our side.
Yeah, the Melanie Little. I just really started diving into her, and she's brilliant. Check her out, man, on the Gretchen Voss affidavit, and like what he's asking for, how it's worded, things like that. Now, we hear too that Auntie Bev is not going to be doing the other two cases. She's not doing the Walsh case or the guy
Correct.
from Dover anymore.
Yep.
Those got moved. Yeah. Eichmann,
So
I think is
they're gonna have her focus just on this. And again, we don't have to like her. We have to accept her because
Yeah, deal with it. Deal with it.
you want another judge that doesn't know.
No.
Think of that one. Here you go, get up to speed real quick. Here's the file.
And here's the thing about the last trial is that remember Gretchen Voss had her attorney come in and say this is privileged information. See, I didn't know this, but there is no Journalist Protection Act in Massachusetts.
I find that striking.
New York has it.
Mike, how come
we
started this whole thing?
It's not privileged information, believe it or not. Wow. They can summons you for it.
No such thing as off the record?
Nope.
Did I hear that correctly, Mike?
That's right, brother. Melanie Little.
Oh my God.
Yep.
If that's the case.
And they think Gretchen Voss might have talked to Jim McCabe.
So
off the record.
Here's the thing, Mike, right? What is Gretchen Voss in possession of that the Commonwealth is, man, they got a hard on for this stuff. What does she have? Did Karen inadvertently say something? Right. But even still, right? She's not sworn. She didn't put her hand on the Bible, right?
She had both lawyers there, though, bro. He was there, so I'm not worried about that.
Wait, if there's more than how many people in a room, it's not private in any way.
That's right.
3 people, it's not. It's
a conspiracy.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. Think about this, though. They can get everything that Gretchen wrote down for a note, recorded, email, text,
everything.
Phone call, everything she has with Kate Peters, anybody on the other side she might have talked to, anything.
Rule 1.
Call it, Mike, anything.
Rule 1 for me: don't ever become a journalist. You think I can remember a phone conversation, or you talked to this person on the 3rd of July? What was it about? She has to come up with something,
yeah.
Maybe they were talking about where they were going to meet, but she's still going to remember that. Forget it.
The other thing, Tom, is the David Traub conversations about the hamburger, Gretchen Voss and David Traub. What else was said in those emails?
Because the minute those were sent to Kate, if they were sent to Kate, they're open.
You see what I'm saying? You just hit that domino. So what is Hank going after? He wants to know the truth. He wants to know the truth.
You know what?
What?
If Kate was working for the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office, and Aiden's attorney wanted Kate's phone, which he's allowed to get, her phone and contents, they're going to have all the communication between her and the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office by grabbing it on this case.
It's Hank Brennan that's asking for it to her.
It's the back door in to grab her phone.
But it's Hank Brennan, not us. It's Hank Brennan. Interesting, huh?
What's he doing, man?
Interesting, though, that he subpoenaed all of her records, everything. Now, we can say, hey, they want to know how much. Maybe she did slip up and say I had 10 drinks. But she had 4. They went through it. But what else could they grab? No. So now you have a domino. All right, we got Gretchen Voss, but she's talking to so and so. Oh, okay. What is she saying here? Boom.
And then and the thing is, this is the beauty. If Gretchen Voss said something that was helpful to the defense, they can chase that down that rabbit hole.
Exactly.
They can continue on to find it.
Exactly.
Yep.
100% right. If they were coached into what to say in an email, if there's anything nefarious in that emails, or maybe not. But you know what? It's not anymore? It's not a fishing expedition like we were told.
It's a factual based.
So the prosecution wants it. So now it's not a fishing expedition. When we wanted it, the defense, I say, it was a fishing. What do you want that for? It's no. I wrote it out. No. That whole thing with the the picture of Collins, I'm here. out front, we have that, the text message string on the cover of Boston Magazine. We might find out a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
Where can I get that? Can you send that to me? How did you? There's so many dominoes here. But why is Hank Brennan wanting it?
Mike, they're gonna get the first unredacted edit before it was even edited. The first one, she just throws at her editor. Boom. They're gonna get that.
Yeah. I just found it really interesting. So having a chance to watch, if you haven't watched Melanie Little on the Gretchen Voss, do yourself a favor and watch it, because it opened my eyes.
Oh yeah.
Like what they could possibly get out of this, because you really think, oh, they're just going to go after the bars and how much you drank and all this other stuff. But the Colahidas testified, no, they were lovey-dovey. And she actually went home to her husband and said, why don't you act like that when we're all together?
I didn't hear that in the trial.
She said it on the stand.
I didn't hear that. Why did I not hear that?
I don't know.
But Mike, that tells you all you need to know about the way they were acting. That alone, that conversation. You know what it takes to have that type of conversation with your significant other after going out with people? I mean, and not that they needed to go get a room, but you can tell when they're into each other. Like there's a thing you can see. So people, they always give them, it's just, you kind of give them a little more space to be alone and stuff like that. But if she noticed that,
she did.
There was no malice in any way. There's no way she could have been that angry. She doesn't have that.
I just don't see anybody in the McAlvin camp intimidating her or him. He's a lawyer. She's a smart cookie. And she's not going to take shit. She saw what she saw. She heard what she heard, and she said what she said. And that's what I liked about it. And same with Mike Camalango down the street from me.
Yeah,
said what he said. Right. Even Kerry Roberts' husband said what he said. What do you think John would have said to you if you didn't want to go out? He'd probably call me a pussy.
Yeah,
he said that. He said that in open court.
Yeah, but because not in a derogatory way. It's
no.
Don't
come
be
on.
Whatever. Yeah, exactly.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, it's not even snowing out. Get out here.
Exactly. So that's a report John had. Upbeat, happy, right? You get to be close with someone to be that way with them, right?
Of course.
So,
but I just kept so this is drawn up 2 days ago, the 6th, I think it was put in. So, and she went over it last night. So check it out. It's really good, and it opens more doors for Rule 17, right, which is the Brady law. If they can find exculpatory evidence on that there was collusion between Gretchen Voss and this article between Jen McCabe, they can grab more. Get Jen McCabe's emails. They can grab Jen McCabe's phone easier now. Jen McCabe hired an attorney to fight not giving her phone up. You know that, right?
Exactly. She did. She hired a defense attorney that does high-profile stuff just to keep her phone to herself. You don't hire Kevin Reddington to keep your phone. Why? Because you got what? You got level 40 on Slingo or something? What is it? Like what? You don't want what is so there's nothing in my phone, Mike, that is like here. Like I don't understand it. I a lot of money to spend on just a stupid phone.
So Gretchen Voss might be one of the dominoes that falls. It opens up a lot more to a fishing expedition, as it was called before. I just think that it's going to help, not going to hurt at all. Because according to what I'm reading, she's only had 4 drinks and she didn't even finish them.
That's right. She walked away from one of them, right?
Yeah. But Yuri did a horrible investigation again. He said she had 9 drinks, and she's got MS and Crohn's disease.
And on medication. No.
Come on.
And she was at CF McCarthy's, and she had 2 drinks in 4 hours or 2.5 hours or something like that. Yeah. It was the
timeline. It takes about a half an hour to drink one, and then when she was at the waterfall, they don't even have her at the bar. She's not even at the bar. She's close to the bar.
High tops. Yep.
Yeah.
So no. Good luck with that one.
but it's just to my point. To the point earlier is that why does Brennan want this?
If they have her on video, they have her drinking the entire drink. They have her doing this. Like they have it. They have to have it.
And none of the people there said she acted drunk.
Everything we've read, they specifically asked how her state of mind was, and everybody, even Jen McCabe, said they seem normal. They seem fine. Everyone said they were not sober, but Karen was not drunk.
Buzzed is the word. The word.
And that's an internal feeling, right?
People when we've all
buzzed.
Let me tell you, Kerry Reed's husband and Mike Camerlingo, they drove home buzzed. They had 6 beers. Everybody drives buzzed, right? They say you smoke weed, you're driving buzzed, right? I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah. So just interesting in why I just want to know why is he doing this? One, I got to know why. Why does he want this? Why does he want to open up that can of worms on Gretchen Voss?
And that's what it is, man. That's a whole can of worms. Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Again, what's he doing, Mike?
The whole mushroom thing with her and KP and
just don't get it.
He must know something that we don't know.
All right. I don't know.
Or do you think he's really just trying to find out what she drank in that interview? And like the notes that maybe Gretchen wrote down but didn't report. Let me tell you, it was pro McAlbert, right? Why wouldn't she put in there that she drank? And they didn't have creative control. She wrote she had 15 drinks.
Mike,
what?
How about we just do this, right? And this fixes it all. You ready?
Yeah.
How about like she just tells the truth like she's been doing from day one?
Karen?
Yes. She just tells like what she's been doing. And that's it. Don't know more, no less. Right? And she again, Karen's point of view. We could put ourselves in her shoes. She drank 2 drinks. Yeah, she was maybe feeling it, but the bar's only next door, Mike. You can walk
and didn't finish them.
Right. But so she's over there. And the whole time she's yippee-yapping, having a good time, laughing, joking. So she's not sitting there just drinking. She's burning calories, right? She goes to the waterfall, and she has 2 more. In the time frame, Mike, think about this. She'd have to be belly to the bar to drink those many drinks, 9 drinks within that time. Show me her at the bar. Show me her at the bar. Drinking.
I'd be hammered.
You couldn't get served 9 times in that period. Forget about finishing the drink.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
The math is not mathing.
Right. Just the time frame.
Yeah.
If she was there for an hour. Right. And
thanks, Toots, for the 5 gifted memberships. Yeah. Appreciate that. Toots, thanks, Toots.
Thank you so much. And Mike, there's someone else. I got a Venmo. Oh my God.
Right. Oh, good.
They're crushing it. We're getting really close, Mike.
I don't see the Venmo thing going down the bottom at all. What's going on with the mods?
Marianne sent. She went direct. Marianne, thank you, Marianne, very much. Okay.
Thank you, Marianne. Yeah. This is going to go towards the detail, right?
Yeah, we're paying for the cop detail for the matter of fact. But before that, I have it queued up. That's what I was doing. Here we go. Right? Stronger together.
Yeah.
This is November 13th, 2 to 5. This is the big one. We're going to have everyone come together.
That's in front of the Michael Morrissey's office.
45 Shawmut Road, Canton, Mass. Very easy to get to.
Yes, it is.
Easy.
Yep.
Plenty of parking. There's some open spots there, as a matter of fact. You might want to bring your resume, throw it in.
If you got a beach chair, bring it, because you can sit down there on the sidewalk. Bring your signs.
Animal friendly.
Yep, animal friendly. Yes, it is. And you get to meet some great people, man. You can really network. Yeah, you can network quite a bit.
Yep, you really do.
And how many days have we not heard a thing about Enrique? Getting close to 50, not a word.
Maybe we got to figure something out. Know what I mean? Maybe we do something for Enrique. Like, where do we even start, Mike?
Well, we had to be able to talk to the family, and I can't speak Spanish.
Neither can I.
Yeah. So Sean can, but I don't know if he will or not, because I have a sister-in-law that can, but I just like to be able to talk to him so that we're on the same page and not, I guess we can do the Google Translator. I don't know, but we'll figure something out. If that's the worst, if that's our worst of problems, we'll figure it out.
It happens to be a serious problem. That communication is a big thing, you know.
Yeah, but I want them down there on the 8th. I want that family down there walking around. I want,
Yeah, I mean, how long do you wait to try and contact the family, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't know where their part in their grieving stage is, you know. I don't.
Right.
So.
Oh, thank you, mods, for putting that down the bottom. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And thanks for the Venmo. I appreciate that.
I missed the Venmo. I'm going to the next one. As a matter of fact, the mods. Thank you. This is important. December 8th at the Star Drive-In.
What, do you have yard work done?
Yeah. It'll be done soon.
I can hear that all the way over here. You couldn't hear that inside 34 Fairview? Anyways.
Think about that. Right outside your window.
Here we go. What do you got, Tom? Sorry.
All right, this is our Halloween's behind us. Thanksgiving's coming up. Then we got Christmas.
Let's not forget about Thanksgiving, okay, folks? Let's one at a time.
Yep.
All right, but go ahead.
But this is for us. This is for December 8th. We're gonna raise some money for Karen. We're coming up with some really good ideas here.
Free pics with Santa.
Yeah, Santa's gonna be there.
So you bring your kids and get a picture with Santa?
Yeah. Or your dogs. Cool. Dog friendly.
Oh, dog friendly. Beautiful. $2 hot chocolate. That's inexpensive.
All right. I got a text from one of our friends, and I absolutely understand that, and I take care of it.
What are you talking about, bro?
I'll tell you later. It's not a big deal. But yeah. So
I still believe in Santa. Yep.
Santa's real. Yep. So we're looking for donations for this. Okay. There's a couple different ways we're going to try and raise money for Karen. One, the donations we need to borrow your blow up things that you have on the front lawn, the ones that people use for the holidays. I got 4 so far. People have sent me 4 different ones. So we're going to use blow ups in Christmas lights, and it's going to be the like a craft fair.
Yes, in fact, one of the mods asked me yesterday for my signature, and I was like, "Why?"
Yeah,
he told me. All right, so I get it now. All right.
It's going to be a really nice time, and we're trying to gear this towards the family, right? Yeah. They do a lot of stuff for the adults, like the Halloween party was for the adults. You know, we're trying to do something for the family here, and this is what we come up with. Right. So we're going to be selling some pink poinsettias.
Nice.
And some pink roses.
Nice. Pink poinsettias. Yeah, that's awesome.
So here's my thought. Okay.
What's up? Yeah.
With the roses. If you buy a rose, right? You can buy it straight up, and you can either put it in a vase for Karen or a vase for her mother, right? So you get to choose which vase you put it in.
Okay. Yep.
Now, for like $3 more, we get a little tag that goes on the rose, and you get to write a message on it.
Oh.
You get to put it in whichever one you want.
Oh, that's cool, Tom.
What do you think of that?
Did you come up with that idea?
It evolved out of a conversation I had with Erica.
There you go.
Brilliant. She's awesome. I can't say enough about Erica. But that's where we're at. That's right. That's an idea.
Right.
Just throwing it out there.
I like it.
Now, the 4 blow-ups that I got donated, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll put them on eBay or on Facebook Marketplace or something, and we'll dump them, fire sale them, right? Yeah. And then we'll donate that money back to Karen too.
Yeah, because people will want that stuff for the yards for Christmas. That's right.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, interesting.
Imagine that.
Tom, you guys are doing a good job out there with that stuff. Yeah.
Trying, babe.
Yeah.
You can't sell Christmas trees.
I know. You were telling me that.
Yeah.
Why is that? Is it permit or something? Or I don't know.
Don't know. Didn't. Okay. Next.
Just
Didn't
next.
even
Yeah.
dwell on it. Just want to keep it on. Well, how about this? So
Yeah.
that's where we're going.
So this is going to go directly to the defense fund.
100% to Karen.
All right. 100% of you, whatever you buy, whatever the cost is, and then the rest is just boom.
And
Right,
the vendors that are there, they do a donation themselves also. So,
so the vendor's going to
vendors
buy
donate
in.
too.
Okay.
So this is good. And again, the more the better. But at the same time, parking is an issue.
Mm.
And at the same time, it's going to be dark. So we have to hire a detail to make sure everything's safe. And you have people walk in, right? Little kids, stuff like that. So you want to make sure everything's safe.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Hey, also, why don't we have
Food's going to be great too, by the way.
Why don't you try to get the new representative that's going to try to run for the Norfolk District Attorney's Office? She was just on the news.
Really?
Yeah. She lives down in that area, I think. Maybe we can get her to go.
That's a thought.
Just do a hint. I mean, what an opportunity to meet some of the plays in this thing, and get a jump on this. Is my opinion. I don't know. Just thinking out loud.
That's a pisser idea, Mike.
Yeah, she was actually on she's just did a Melanie Little had her on because of the Judge Cannoni only doing the Karen Reed case and the Walsh being assigned to somebody else and Inkman being assigned the doctor from Dover who murdered his wife and then dumped her in a pond and they found rocks in her yoga pants. So she was interviewed.
That happens.
Yeah, she was interviewed, the one that's going to be running for Morrissey's seat real quickly, and I don't know her name off the top of my head, and I should. I apologize. But that would be someone to reach out to because I'm sure she'd like to press the flesh, so to speak.
Yep. So, Mike, I wonder, right? Can we delay the Karen Reed trial long enough to get a new DA into office to have a new DA come in and say, not bothering, next?
He's up in 2026.
That's not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, can we just push? It happens. They think delays happen for whatever reason.
Just keep going with it. Yeah. Right. And that's
What's
interesting.
the rush?
Yeah.
Let's make sure we get this one right, guys and girls, right?
Yeah. April's also the Canton Select Board re-election. John Conley is up to get run against.
Oh, Mike, you're the guy for that.
I knew you were going to say that.
For Conley? God.
Yeah. Conley's up. That's why he's sitting off to the side, not saying anything. I don't know if people have noticed it.
Yeah, he's
not saying shit.
Well, you're not a random effing citizen, Mike. I'll tell you that much. That ain't you.
Right. That's for sure, bro. Yep. That's for sure. It's crazy. Yeah, he's up. So 35 years.
Didn't the police come and arrest you for walking down the street?
They did.
Don't worry about it. They let murderers on it anyway, so you're good. You're clear.
Oh, and they arrest people for rubber duckies. Oh.
No holds barred in Canton. Don't worry about it, bud.
I would shake that tree so hard, dude. I would shake that tree so hard, dude. They would know what hit them. I would rock that world. Anyways.
Oh my God. You don't even want to know, Mike. Oh, Mike.
What's up?
Mike.
Yo.
I don't even know if I'm supposed to share this. Is even the chat?
She was busy on X yesterday, I tell you. She was dropping bombs. She actually found a case law for the Supreme Judicial Court to reference to about, how they couldn't find a case law that was it was only at the superior level. She found one at the federal level that they can reference. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't see her in here, but she was busy yesterday.
Mike,
yo,
she did what she does.
Yeah, sleuths.
I'm trying. I don't.
What's the matter?
I'm trying to pull it up.
All right.
People trying to search it. You're not gonna. I was shocked But then again, I thought, and I'm like, no, it's Canton.
Oh no, don't. Anything can happen. Yeah, bro. Anything can happen. Yeah. It's
Trying to find
crazy.
it.
It's
So,
crazy.
speaking about, um, you know, who's the other guy on the board there, Mike?
We get Chris Albert. You
Yep.
have McCormick,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have Mike. Was it Coughlin? Coughlin?
Mike, yeah.
Yeah, and John Conley, and then you have Boyden, Trisha, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Wasn't there another guy, the guy Duty, wasn't he there?
Duty is the town administrator now. He was
Oh,
the fire chief. Yeah,
hold on.
yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well.
Hey, good morning.
How's it going, guys?
Welcome.
Did you just wake up, bro?
Yeah, literally.
It's all right. Listen, we all wake up like this. We're good. This is the morning show.
No,
It's
no,
a morning
no.
show.
Today is an unusual day because tomorrow Chandler is taking the law school admission test.
Oh,
I have a problem getting in with
Big
that.
day tomorrow,
It's
so
just
we're
big-
kind of
it's a-
taking it
oh.
easy today. We're trying
Good.
to kind of every day we've been waking up at like 7:30. You
Listen.
picked the worst day to invite me. Literally the worst day.
well, that's good. That we're gonna get you raw. Then we'll get all the right stuff.
You know.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
We're gonna ask you questions that you never thought we were gonna ask you.
There you go. That's how you
Like
do
a
it.
good. That's right. You know.
So
You
listen,
know.
right off the bat, I have a question.
Mm.
How can they get in trouble for driving drunk after the fact? I mean, you're the DUI guy, right? I mean, think this whole situation that happened in Canton with Karen. Can they
Yeah.
really get her in trouble without like pulling her over and doing the sobriety? And this is all / hearsay.
Well, hold on. Okay, let's back up real quick. They have a chemical test after the fact, right? And they during the trial they had an expert that was going to extrapolate it back to show what her number coulda, shoulda, woulda been theoretically if yada yada. And the day that I was there, I remember I talked to Alan Jackson, and I posited the fact that when they test your blood at the hospital versus when they test your blood at the station, they test for plasma. They don't test whole blood. There's a big difference between testing plasma and whole blood. So that was a key issue there that they touched upon during cross-examination. And then not only that, the relation back theory of your blood was XYZ at 8:07 a.m. and we're going to extrapolate it back to at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
your
yeah.
BAC or blood alcohol content would have been such and such number. Well, again, the problem with doing that is everybody metabolizes alcohol differently. And the range is very wide. It ranges from like 0.015 per hour to as high as 0.1 per hour. I mean, that is an insane range because everybody's body is different.
Right.
So if you're just talking strictly about alcohol, can they prosecute her? Sure. Anybody can prosecute anybody for any reason. I can charge you with murder right now if I'm a prosecutor and I think I have enough evidence for prosecution. But at the end of the day, it's what is going to stick. And you asked the question, can they charge her after the fact? What exactly are you asking? Because I'm confused now.
Like involuntary manslaughter with the motor vehicle homicide.
Mm-hmm.
They're accusing her of using her motor vehicle while intoxicated in
Right.
reverse, striking him, making him do whatever he does to end up where he did. Like, can they arrest her for being under the influence when they allege she did that?
Well, sure. They did that. And they did arrest her.
Right. But how does that how can they get that number with what they in the hospital they went and took her blood, right?
Yes.
They have to go back and figure out that she was this drunk at this time.
Correct.
How do they get those numbers if she only had 4 drinks?
Well, the testimony or the allegation is that she had 4 drinks. Either she metabolizes alcohol slower, or she had more than 4 drinks. There could be many different theories that the prosecution can posit, because what you just said there, 4 drinks, unless we have like a camera, following Karen Reed around to see exactly how much alcohol she consumed, which we don't have, then I hate to say it, but even though I'm on Karen Reed's side, nothing has changed since the trial. I mean, that would be my argument, is that she must have had more than 4, But I don't know where you're coming from, because again, I think it's much simpler to simply argue that she metabolizes alcohol not pursuant to the, we call it the dead Chinese woman, average human being. The average human on the planet is a dead Chinese woman. I'm sure you've heard that theory before. It's the
No.
same argument. She's not,
never have.
really
But go
okay.
ahead. No.
Welcome to a new analogy for you.
All right.
If you look at all the spectrum of all of human history,
Yeah.
the average human being on the planet is a dead Chinese woman. So arguing that Karen Reed is this quote unquote dead Chinese woman is a problem, because she's not. She's an individual. She has, health issues of her own, and that is going to affect the way that she metabolizes alcohol. And there's a possibility that she metabolizes it very, very, very slowly. And those 4 drinks are truly those 4 drinks. It's just that she's in a minority category. She's an outlier. Okay. You remember outliers when you have like a cluster of data and then you have an outlier over here? She may be that outlier, and that's a problem both for her and the prosecution. It's a problem for the prosecution because, well, they're trying to create this, theory that she is she had this much alcohol in her system. This is what her BAC truly should be. And sorry, I don't know what happened to my camera. I'll fix it in a second. But it's a problem from Karen, because she has to prove, like, look, I am actually this outlier. I am actually I'm outside the cluster. I am not your average person, and here's why, and so on and so forth.
So if they said she was 0.08, if that's what they got to at the time they alleged this happened, to get to that 0.08 number, she had to consume X amount of drinks in so much time. Yes? Right?
Wait, I'm sorry. Ask that question again.
All right. For her to get 0.08, if that's the number that they said, they accused her of being 0.08 at the time of the accident. They accused her of that.
Okay.
How do they go backwards and get that 0.08 number? If she had 4 drinks, it would be 0.08. If she had 5 drinks, it would be 1.8.
There's a formula. There's a specific scientific formula. Let me see if I can find it for you. Back formula for calculation.
Everything that we've read shows, like they just said, shows that she wasn't falling down drunk. That she may have had a buzz internal, like she may have felt good, she may have felt warm or whatnot, but she didn't seem impaired. And these are by other police officers that said that people that are trained in what's sober, what's not. These people do it as for a living, all the cops, and they all said she was fine.
Here, let me see if I can share screen here. This is the Widmark formula. Now, Widmark was an expert back in the day. He's a scientist. He did a lot of experimentation with blood alcohol concentration and trying to figure out a way to calculate if I consume, let's say, 10 beers at 9 p.m., but my blood is not tested, and we don't know how many beers I've consumed, but my blood is not tested until 9 a.m., 12 hours later. How could I, as a scientist, calculate what that person's approximate BAC was? Okay. So, but you need certain data. Certain data you cannot live without. You need to know when the person started drinking. You need to know whether they're male or female. and you need to know approximately how many drinks they consumed, I think, because otherwise, I mean, you can still figure out a number, but it'll be a little difficult. Let me see if I can. Can you put the screen up on the screen?
Yep.
This is the Widmark formula. And I can't remember if it was him who created the R constant or if it was another guy. Please excuse me. This is not typically something that we do
It's more than what we knew before, so this is all great.
in my practice, because very rarely, usually we either have a BAC or we have a refusal. So I'm a little rusty on this, but I've learned all this stuff. So R is a constant. You have 0.55 for a female, 0.68 for a male. And the formula is as follows. BAC, no, is this the right one? No, I'm sorry. This is not the right one.
Yeah, but you know what I didn't see there, Larry? Is how does medication play a factor into that? Because like if she has problems other than anything X and she's on medication, how does the medication metabolize the alcohol? Or does it? Or like how does that come into play?
Yeah. Retrograde extrapolation calculations. Here we go.
There we
We're going to
go.
have to get very scientific here. I don't know if they're going to have a formula, but essentially, there we go. Retrograde extrapolation is the technical term for it. It's frequently employed in evidence. No, where are the numbers? So initially, the retrograde extrapolation formula utilizes the BAC results followed by incorporation of the alcohol absorption rate into the bloodstream, and finally the BAC decline rate over time. That's basically the formula in English terms. You take the BAC test result, let's call it 0.08, followed by an incorporation of the alcohol absorption rate into the bloodstream and the decline rate over time. So generally, the BAC decreases between, like I said, 0.015 to 0.02. Again, this is in case you're a dead Chinese woman. This is the average.
Right.
Gotcha.
It doesn't incorporate your weight, your height, your any medical issues. It does not incorporate any medication, like you just said. It does not incorporate any medication that you may have taken that would slow it down. Because here's the thing about medication. Your liver, okay? Your liver is the body part that metabolizes toxins that are introduced into the body. Now, whether you like it or not, when you introduce medication into your system, that is still a toxin. And the body, even though it's a toxin that is supposed to help you rather than hurt you, it's still a toxin. And so the liver has to work twice as hard because the liver has to metabolize both the medication that is currently in the system, assuming it's still being digested and processed by the liver, and then it has to work on metabolizing the alcohol. So if you consume alcohol while you have medications still being processed in your system, that number is going to be much, much, much less. Because again, that is assuming a constant. And if your liver is already busy, it's like you have a wood chipper. Okay, imagine your liver is a wood chipper, and you're chipping down a giant tree. That's your medication. And while you're chopping down that tree, you're trying to put branches in there, but there's no room because the tree trunk takes up the entire space of the wood chipper. The branches are going to be sitting on top. They can't go in together with the tree trunk. That's like the best analogy I can come up with on the spot here. So I think any type of medication would slow down the absorption rate. And actually, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but there is something in our bodies known as the pylorian sphincter. And sometimes, have you ever had this situation? Chat, fill me in on this. Shout it out. You've been drinking all night. I remember this back in my drinking days. You've been drinking all night and you're like, man, I had like 4 shots. I've had like 3 beers. and I'm not feeling all that drunk. Like, what is wrong? I had so much alcohol, and all of a sudden, 20 minutes later, you're on the floor puking. That is your pylorian sphincter opening up and releasing the alcohol from the stomach into the small intestine. Basically, the way it works is it periodically opens up. It's like a little valve. It's like a little valve that is, I believe, between the stomach and the small intestine.
Mm-hmm.
It releases periodically. It will open up and release the contents of the stomach into the small intestine. It's not always open. It doesn't function like a door, if you will. It's more like a safe, if you want to think about it that way. It only opens periodically, and that's another thing that could affect your level of intoxication. Now, again, I think it's like an hour and a half or 2 hours or something is its maximum limit, if I remember correctly. But I'm probably wrong. Please don't quote me on this. But it does open periodically, and it will empty the contents of the alcohol into your small intestine, which will immediately begin absorbing the alcohol. And that's why you feel so drunk so quickly, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it feels like, even though you've been consuming alcohol throughout in a very, spread out, let's say, or consistent manner. So again, that would also affect this number, depending on at what point you're being tested. Is it a few hours later or just a few minutes later after drinking?
So the question is, how did they get that number when they pulled her blood, right? How did, like, where's the math? Like, does that get included in the report? They did, like, her body weight must have come into something because she weighs what, 100 pounds? Her tolerance level, does that come into play at all? Right? I mean, if she had a stomach surgery, right? If she had a stomach surgery and removed her small intestine, does that come into play?
That should come into play,
right?
Assuming the expert knows about it. Assuming the expert that testified has knowledge. Like, look at this. So, as the highly publicized trial entered its 5th week, jurors heard from Nicholas Roberts, who analyzed blood test results from the hospital. Remember, I said this is a key word because at the hospital, they don't test whole blood. They test
Plasma.
Plasma or venous, not venous blood. Sorry, plasma, exactly. Because plasma and venous blood, it's where they separate them during the blood testing process using the gas chromatograph. Where Reed was evaluated after O'Keefe's body was discovered, he calculated that her blood alcohol content at 9 a.m., the time of the blood test, was between 0.078 and 0.083, right around the legal limit for intoxication in Massachusetts.
Wow.
That suggested her last drink was at 12:45 a.m. Her peak blood alcohol would have been, and look at this.
No way.
Wow.
2.9.
No,
0.29.
Between 0.135 and 0.292. That's
a Chinese person on the ground.
You see how insane that range is?
Yeah.
That range is that insane because they have no idea how much she drank because there was never admission from her. They don't have any video evidence to show how much she drank, what she drank.
Yeah, they do. They just don't want to show it to us.
Well, that's the argument, I suppose. But if you do you see how insane this? There probably isn't a formula. I thought there was, other than like just going, adding 0.15 and adding the absolute maximum or whatever between 12:45 and 9 a.m. It's a horrible science, and I think
I think if you
Elizabeth, I forget who was the third attorney there.
Elizabeth Little.
Yeah. Ms. Little. I think Ms. Little did an excellent job showing that the science is very sparse at best, and the calculation is just so dubious.
If you rinsed your mouth out with 99% alcohol, rubbing alcohol, if you rinsed your mouth out and blew into the breathalyzer, you'd get those numbers, the 0.135 and the 0.292. Like, you'd get those, like that's straight alcohol. If you blew that.
hold on. If you're going to create this example, you have to account for the fact that the intoxilizer you're blowing into, does it or does it not have a slope detector? Because these machines, in theory, are supposed to be able to detect, because if you just swish your mouth out with alcohol, you're going to blow like an insane number. And then as you continue blowing, you're going to have a drop. Like your BAC is going to fall off a cliff.
Okay.
And the machine is going to say, again, in theory, it's supposed to say, like, hold on a second, you just, something is wrong here.
The ramp is not correct.
Has been triggered, meaning the alcohol is not coming from the lungs. It is not a consistent stream of alcohol molecules. It is a holy crap and drop off. So again, if you're using an old machine like we do, the Intoxilizer 5000 that doesn't have a fail safe, good luck. You're going to fail it. You're right.
Those are some serious numbers. I mean, listen, if there was a 0 in front of those numbers, what do you think about that? If they missed a 0, 0.01 and 0.02%, maybe?
To me, the way I look at this stuff, I'll be honest with you guys, it is complete junk science. It is beyond speculation. You can literally just roll the dice and make it up and call yourself an expert and testify to a jury. That's just the way this works. There are tons of experts who will gladly take your money to take the stand, and they'll tell you anything you want to hear in no uncertain terms. And if the defense attorney is not sufficiently equipped to make it known to the jury that the guy or the gal is a quack and is not really giving you anything worthwhile, you're going to have a big problem, which we didn't really have at this trial, but I've seen it happen in other trials.
Wow. So they get those numbers out of her blood.
No, they have the point. So this is the, wait, do they have any numbers at all? They did the blood test.
They pulled her blood at the hospital.
What was that result?
I think you just have it up there.
Yeah, I
you
think
just have it there. And you just have it there, right in the middle of that sentence right there. Yeah. Yeah.
107. But
I was on Keith's.
Wait a minute. The other data you're looking for is what I was talking about. That other data, the math data, that would include her weight, her height.
He 9 a.m. at the time of the blood test between 0.078 and 0.083, right around the legal limit.
Who analyzed? Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
I said it's still early. Okay,
Nicholas Roberts, right?
That's what it is. That's what it is. And then they related it back, and they said, well, she's somewhere between a little over the limit to holy shit.
Yeah.
Right.
That's an insane number.
Have you ever used it in your defense?
Have I ever used what?
This calculation?
I had one case. Well, I had a couple of cases, but one ended up not going to trial that I can remember off the top of my head, where my client, there was an accident, and she had her blood drawn, and also the expert testified, because her blood was tested like 8 hours later, and they related it back, and they said she would have been like a 0.22 to a 0.24. They made the range much, much smaller because they were a better, if you will, expert for the prosecution. And I tried to exclude it, and the judge declined to exclude it, so it was going to come in. And my client, we started the trial one time, and it ended in a mistrial in voir dire, which was very unusual. And then when we were going to do the retrial, my client was like, look, my nervous system can't take it anymore. So we took a plea and we called it quits. And then in the other case, it was also, the expert testified that the BAC coulda, shoulda, woulda been this number. And we just cross-examined the crap out of him. It was my associate, I think. I trained him to question it, and we won. We won because the jury did not believe, and we had an expert of our own. Very important. Have your own expert always, always, always. Because if the jury just hears from one person and you completely annihilate and destroy them, I mean, there's a chance that the jury will just not believe them, but you're leaving them hungry. So if your client can afford an expert that is going to come up there and say, actually, Here's what I think, and let the prosecution deal with your expert. You're going to be in much better footing than if you just leave it wide open. Like I said, I think you're just leaving for the imagination, much to be desired.
Wait, I just see dollar signs ranking up on Karen's side. My God. How much is an expert, Larry? What are you talking? $30,000, $40,000 with a what? $10,000 retainer?
No, they're not that expensive unless you're literally going for like the best in the country.
Well, you
And
have to. How can you not? This is your life, right?
even the best in the country probably wouldn't cost this much, honestly. Our expert that we hire, his name is Jimmy Valentine. He's out west, Mississippi. Where's he? Mississippi, New Mexico? I forget. He's somewhere in the Midwest. Jimmy runs us about $8,000 from beginning to end, and he does a phenomenal job. I wouldn't replace him for the world. So he's our guy. I remember that Alan Jackson was asking me, and he has his own guy or gal in California that he uses. I was not insulted, So he brought them in. It's whoever whoever you think is best.
And don't forget, they're going to try to use this in the civil suit too.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, what's to say that she didn't get chain of custody, so to speak, if she went home to John's house and just chugged a fucking glass of fucking vodka?
Well, that would create a problem, wouldn't it?
For who?
For everybody. For Karen, because she's going to blow a lot or test a lot higher on the blood.
Right.
And for the prosecution, because you now have an intervening factor post-driving.
Right.
But then didn't she drive to the scene?
She drove over to Jen McCabe's house
at 6 a.m.
Then at 5, and then drove back to John's house. So she would have been drinking again, but so I guess my point is, like, if she didn't remember drinking a glass of beer or whatever at John's house, that extrapolation could be off either way. So I see your point about having your own expert witness, and obviously Karen didn't do that as far as we know, but yeah,
they were too focused on the more important charges. You hire your own expert when the DUI is your highest charge, or one of the charges that you're actually aiming to really beat. If you remember, even in this case, the jury was hung on number 2, which was
exactly. That's my point.
That's strategy for the next trial. Maybe hiring your own expert is a good idea.
Right. That's my point. I was like, okay, so if the SJC comes back and says, hey, 1 and 3 off the table, so they're gonna go up to 2 manslaughter, operating a vehicle under the influence and leaving the crime, leaving the scene. Okay, prove to me that Karen didn't have a drink when she got home. So after the fact that the alleged occurrence happened, she had a drink, but then she got back in her car and drove drunk, right? If she had a glass of vodka when she got home, and then went into Jen McCabe's house and came home. So there's 2 different times and maybe 2 different drinking times.
So chain of custody, there's no proven point. There's openings there where she could have.
I know it's early, man. I know it's early.
Following everything. My brain has really been trained for this, so don't feel bad.
So
I'm with you, and theoretically, you're absolutely correct. All of that is possible. We just haven't had any testimony to that effect. But yes,
civil suit wise, it's kind of a hard rock to push over. I mean, you got a lot of variables here. When was she drunk? Okay, when did the accident happen? Allegedly,
right?
Did it happen? Right? If
what time was the last drink? When was the absolute last drink? And how much of that last drink did she consume?
So I think the biggest hang up with testimony that actually did come into the trial, if you remember the I forget his name, fill me in here, the snowplow driver.
Lucky.
I mean, what a name. What a name. Boom. I mean, that is just like, you can't make this shit up.
He's very lucky.
Driving by it, like, was it 3:30 in the morning, and says there is no body out there. I mean, to me, you don't even need all this stuff. You just that testimony alone destroys the prosecution, like, immediately. I mean, I'm biased, of course, but it's that testimony right there by itself is already enough for me as a juror to go, I don't buy it. This is an independent, unbiased, not self-interested witness who's coming
no skin in the game whatsoever.
He doesn't
None.
care who goes to prison, who doesn't go to prison, who goes to jail, who doesn't go to jail, who gets investigated, who doesn't get investigated. He's like, this is what I saw. This is what. That's it.
This is what I saw.
Again, the most perfect, because he's a straight up honest guy. Unfortunately, but fortunately for us, what a perfect person to come across that Ford Edge that was in his way.
Yep. Oh, that's right. The Ford Edge. Oh my God. I forgot about that.
And
you relived this whole thing.
He didn't call it in because he was doing Brian a favor because he knew who lived there.
That's right.
But he knew it wasn't Brian's car. Brian drove a different Ford Edge. But yet nothing was ever done with the Ford Edge. They're looking for rubber ducks instead of Ford Edges. What do you think of the Ducky Gate? I'm sorry, but
he's
what
laughing.
do you think?
Exactly.
If you lived around here, you'd be out of your mind.
I'm confused. I have no idea what's. Oh, are you talking about like right after the trial, the little ducks who were popping up? Is that what you're talking about?
They got people are getting summons to go to court over it.
Witness intimidation.
It's witness intimidation, putting them rubber ducks out there now. They left a little rubber duck on the bench in front of D&E Pizza, and they called in the state police special response team. They friggin' cordoned it off. They took their rubber gloves. They took the friggin' duck. They put it in an evidence bag. They got prints off the duck, and they went to the guy's house. The guy lives in Easton. He brought his trash out to the corner, turned around. They fucking scooped up his trash, dude. They charging this guy with witness intimidation for rubber ducks.
Are they his prints on the duck? Like,
yes,
did they
bought them from Amazon, $1,000, $100 ducks, whatever you buy them, however you buy them. He's giving them out.
And the word Colin did it was stamped on the bottom, right? Colin did what? And just they were thrown all over the streets at Canton Center, and
dude.
Chris Albert
they went into his car.
Emotional harm. It was crazy, dude.
They pulled the telematics out of his freaking SUV, dude. They went all out on a rubber duck.
They spent more time on the rubber duckies than the John O'Keefe. And guess who his attorney is? Bradle. It's crazy.
Wow. No,
I've
been doing other stuff, so thank you for catching. I know that the Court of Appeals hearing, or Supreme Court, one of those two, was like a couple of days ago. Was this earlier this week?
Yeah.
But of course, we're not going to have a ruling for another couple of months, probably.
Some great arguments. Yeah.
Do we dare inform him about, like, do you know about Kate, Peter, and Aiden? What's come out with that?
Oh, give Aiden a call, will you?
The news is just insane. It turns out that this one lady her whole life is dedicated to anti-Aiden. She hates him like no reason whatsoever. Just scorned ex-girlfriend type.
She got charged with something. I remember seeing that vaguely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know that she may have worked for the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office as an informant?
I did not know that.
Do you know that there may have been messages between the girl and this Kate Peter lady before Aiden got arrested, and another ex-state trooper that he got fired? So there were 3 girls conspiring to set him up to make happen what happened. It was there.
And Detective Lieutenant Tully and Attorney Mello.
You know Mello, the special prosecutor?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mike, what time was the girl calling them? What time was it when she called them?
1:30 in the morning.
He's here. What do I do? She has Tully and Mello's on the phone. Both of them on the phone. What do I do now?
You got to read the Betterell letters. You got to get a touch of Aiden and just catch up on this. It's getting fucking crazy.
Aiden hired Tim Bradle, and Bradle is just coming out swinging. I mean, this boy is just knocking people out. One punch each time. Bang, bang, bang. Knock. Oh, my God. It's amazing.
Nice. Good for him.
And Mark Betterow is on the case now. He came in from New York. They voided him over. It's been nuts, man. It's been nuts, Larry. It's
phone extraction reveals state police and special prosecutor conspired with Kate Peter to set up witness intimidation charges against Turtle Boy and deleted evidence incriminating Brian Tully.
Imagine.
Boom.
That's on his website on Turtle Boy.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
And he's got all the evidence behind it.
Oh, you're gonna have a great day today, bro. If you want to do this for a couple of hours, you're gonna have a great morning.
You want to laugh?
You'd be scratching your head, going, "I gotta get back up there."
This is classic. You'll like this one as a lawyer. So Mello's up there. We haven't touched his phone. We need to get a taint team in here to look at his phone and pull it apart. And we haven't touched it. It's still locked up, blah, blah. When they did the extraction that they told Aiden they didn't have, they inadvertently gave him his part of his phone extraction. When they gave him all of Lindsay's phone records, when they pulled Lindsay's phone, part of that was his stuff off his phone that they pulled.
You know who Lindsay is, right?
Whose phone?
Lindsay. From Aiden's phone. Oh, Lindsay's phone. That's right. So Lindsay's the girl that he was having the side piece with. Remember that allegedly said that assault and battery.
She said that. Yeah, she said he hit me.
Yeah.
I remember that. She had a restraining order and he couldn't come to court because she would show up and it would. He couldn't. Yeah, I remember those.
That was all conspired between Mello, Tully, her, and Kate Peters.
Why am I not the least bit surprised? This is the sad part. I should be like, oh my God. And I'm sitting here going, duh. I mean,
it does make sense. This makes sense. Yeah. But they gave him the extraction. They were in court. Mello is now a witness. He witnessed himself. They said we don't have his phone extraction, but yet they have it in their hand. How are they going to square that away? Like, what happens to a lawyer if that happens? What potentially could happen?
I mean,
it's a Brady violation, right?
And what about the cop who has the phone?
This is beyond Brady. This is a pure ethical violation of your oath to uphold the Constitution. You are now involved in an investigation. This is not even an investigation. You are conspiring to commit a crime to intimidate an investigator who's actively investigating a criminal case to pin charges on him to scare him away. That's a crime.
All right, Larry. Now that whole thing,
for disbarment, and not only disbarment. I mean, that would be grounds if you can prove it.
Right, which you can. Go ahead.
Prove it. If you can prove it, then that would be grounds for disbarment, and that would be grounds for prosecution. I mean, good luck finding a prosecutor to, prosecute.
We'll find a special one. Don't worry about that. But do you want to know what happened with that whole thing you just described? All that got emailed to a freaking burner email that the district attorney's running himself. The DA's got a burner email.
Not looking good for the guy, I will say that.
Now, if you were going to write a book and I was telling you the story and trying to pitch it to you, you'd be like, nah, that would never happen. That couldn't happen. How would the district attorney have a burning email judges and say, I don't care what you got to do, but put this kid away? That's the kind of shit that's going down right now. It's crazy.
That is insane.
Good time up here, bud. Yep.
I've never seen anything like it in my life, man.
Yeah.
Never. And people that don't know the story, get a chance. Have you read the Vanity Fair article?
My girlfriend read it. I kind of glossed over it. Yes,
the second part.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
but if you would, and she stayed with Karen for like 3 days, no attorneys around. This is Karen talking to her, and it's pro Karen Reed, obviously. But it's just good to hear. Yeah, but if I was like trying to sell a Hollywood movie to somebody, and I was coming up with this idea of this story about all these quirks and pieces being involved, you would say to me, how are we going to make that fit? How are we going to make that work? How does this work? There's so many moving pieces in this, but it's the truth, man. And they have receipts. They have receipts. If you get a chance, there's a thing called the Betterell that is in some of Turtle Boy's blogs. You got to read those, because those are experts from Lindsay's phone about how they're going to conspire with Mello and Kate Peters and how to do it.
Yep.
They have it.
That's insanity. That is
submitted,
and then
like
and then it's all quarterback fake email. Then the DA himself's got a fake email.
These letters are put into an affidavit and submitted to court. So it's
These
in
idiots. Do
play.
they think, I mean, do they honestly think that they're completely untouchable?
Yes.
Probably, because they do this because they know, or they think they know, that no one is ever going to come after them because they're all part of the same corrupt system.
You
You're
got
right.
it. They're
My-
not going to.
My
Yes.
brain is racking up. Like, why would you do this? Why would you get involved? Just be like, hey, you guys go ahead. I'm going to be over here. What actually getting involved willingly, and to have like you said, these burner emails. I mean, that is just. Why would you risk your law license for one freaking case?
30 years he's been the DA. He knows better. 30 freaking
Right.
years. He was a
But-
DA
but
before
you
email
just-
came out.
You just answered my question. He has been a DA for 30 years, and can you imagine how many times he's done
Oh my,
things and
oh
never
my
got
God.
caught? This is
Right.
just the one time he got caught. I
Bingo.
guarantee it. I
you're
guarantee
right.
it. These things don't. They're just like, oh my gosh, for the first time in my life, I'm acting in a corrupt manner.
No, nope.
So with
crazy.
with trials in general, right?
Yeah.
With ours, we had Lieutenant Fanning babysit the jury and babysit, more importantly, the notebooks they were writing in. Fanning is involved with the whole Proctor, Tully, Fanning.
Hmm.
All three are
Buchanan.
involved in Buchanan. All they're all involved. They are all on the same email list, but yet he's babysitting the jury. How's that square out? Does that, first off, do juries need babysitting, and do they get babysat by
Well, what do you mean? by babysitting?
court officers or state police guy? Like, all right, no one can talk to the jury, or you're talking, you can't flirt with that one, and you have to get on the bus and you have to be here at this time, and you write in this
Who
notebook.
was babysitting? Sorry, I lost the thread. Is it
Fanning, Lieutenant
Fanning.
Fanning,
and
one
Lieutenant
of the
is
four. One of the
Massachusetts
four.
State Police?
Fanning, Proctor, Tully, Buchanan. He's
That
Fanning's
seems
their
very
boss,
proper. Yeah.
and he's in charge of the notebooks. And he's the one that came in and kicked that juror out and said, "You were talking about this case the other night at a bar publicly." And she's like, "No." And that's who Kevin contacted, unsolicited contact. Another
See,
guy.
The interesting thing is, I wonder how much of this can actually be introduced in the second trial, because now I think the prosecution have screwed themselves even more, because in the first trial, we knew some of this stuff tangentially, and we kind of heard about it, and like some of the stuff we didn't know about at all. But now in the second trial, assuming it's going to go forward, I mean, a lot of this stuff, if I'm the defense attorney, I mean, by God, I'm going to be using it. I'm going to try and pin it on these people. Like remember those Facebook photos that Judge Cannoni did not let in of like the firefighter? I remember she had like a photo. Some of the stuff she let in, some of the stuff she didn't.
The jacuzzi photo.
The jacuzzi photo. I mean, she let in one of them, I think. I think the one at the house or something. The one at the house she let in, because I remember seeing. But anyway, doesn't matter. Maybe I saw it on Twitter. The point I'm trying to make here is I can, as a defense attorney, now create such a much more broad explanation of corruption. But it's so like, here's the other problem. If I'm a juror, it sounds so unbelievable. Are you kidding me? A prosecutor involved, all this, the Massachusetts State Police, and you have like 7 or 8 of those actors, and then like and these women who are like investigating. It has nothing to do with it's all Turtle Boy. It's not really Karen, but like if I'm a juror sitting there and I don't like, I mean, it's gonna sound like a conspiracy. You're gonna sound like a crazy person. I'm not gonna believe you. I'm not gonna believe you.
Right. So what does the second trial look like?
I think the second trial looks like very similarly to the first one, but here's the biggest piece. Actually, this is the biggest piece right here. If I was a defense attorney, this is what I would do. I would get somebody with like, I don't know, a third chair with like a borderline photographic memory or something like that, who can read the transcripts of all the witnesses that the prosecution posited and put forth, and read them, digest them, process them, and sit them down at my counsel table at the second trial. And then each individual witness who's going to be coming forward to testify, the minute they say one inconsistent thing, mark it and write it down. And then make what is it called? Their prior inconsistent statement, impeach them time and time and time again. Now, the first time you do it, you're going to have no effect. The jury is just going to think like, okay, so they just don't remember it. That's fine. And then you do it with them 5 times or 6 times or however many times they were inconsistent. And then on little details, on tiny, tiny, tiny little details, everything. Get them on every tiny little thing. So it's a very arduous task. Like that's why I said you need somebody with a photographic memory, someone who can actually literally have everything in their head, like a computer. And then do that with if they're going to call all these witnesses, Brian Albert and Chris Albert and all of them, Jennifer McCabe, and do it with every single one. By the time the trial is over, I, as a juror, will have listened to, let's say, an average of 3 to 5 inconsistencies per witness for 20 witnesses. I am now going to have extremely serious doubt about the credibility of these witnesses. That's what I would do. It's an extremely arduous task, but that is one way to do it.
Interesting. Yeah, I like that. Because a lot of people right now are actually looking at police reports and then taking the video from the testimony and finding all kinds of inconsistencies. I'll use Jen McCabe. I didn't say that. He wrote it down wrong. Like when she's on the stand, her police report says this. She's asked about it. Well, the Michael Proctor wrote it down wrong. Then it's not my problem. He just wrote it down. That's her testimony. And the whole butt dial thing. You'd be shitting me. I don't remember that whole thing with I butt dialed them at 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Here's another problem, right? Is Colin said he walked in and gave his mom and dad a kiss. His dad was at the waterfall when the time he said he walked in and gave him a kiss.
Yeah.
On film. His film. This is his dad. He wasn't in his bed with his mom where he said he was.
But
everything's wrong.
You gotta pick your battles. You have to like hone in on the big stuff, and if you have tangential stuff, sometimes it's impossible to get it all. Especially as a defense attorney, I know I am guilty of that. When I sit down, I finish cross-examination, and I ask my client, did I ask everything? And they're like, yeah. And then 10 minutes later, they're like, oh, we should have asked this. And I'm like, oh, damn it. That was such a good question. I should have asked it. Yeah, it happens. You're never going to get it all. But yeah, you got to do your best.
Every juror's got a cell phone. They know how they work.
Sure.
I mean, that 42 witnesses they called, right? Something like that. Do they have to,
you know better than I do.
Are they going to call that many again in the second trial? Do they have to?
68 witnesses.
Wait, I thought you said 42 times. I thought you were talking about butt dials. I'm sorry.
No.
Calling,
people.
How many butt dials? I'll be like, I don't know. They called about. They had 82 on the list, and didn't they call
60,
like most of them?
68.
They called 68. So what happened to like 14 witnesses?
They just blew them off.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, they don't have to call them. They're under no obligation. But 68 witnesses. Did you guys watch or keep tabs on the Sarah Boone trial?
I didn't.
Bits and pieces of it I was watching. That girl, man, she fired like 6 of her attorneys, right? And just kept doing it. Eight attorneys.
She attorney number 9. You know why? Because eight of it. So the prosecution had. I'll explain why I'm bringing it up, but let me give you the backstory. So there's back and forth between her and her boyfriend George, and eventually one thing leads to another. Allegedly, they were playing a game. I don't believe it, but doesn't matter. He ends up in a suitcase.
What?
And he's begging her. There's a video.
Yes,
If you have not seen this video, please, for the love of God, don't watch it. You won't be able to sleep for 2 days. I promise you. He is saying, Sarah, baby, I can't breathe. Please, Sarah, baby, I can't breathe. Please, Sarah. And she was videotaping him, and she is insulting him. She's like, oh, this is how it feels. Now you know how it feels when you're cheating on me. Now you know how it feels when I'm da-da-da. And it's all on video. She recorded it with her phone. She goes to sleep. They're both very, very intoxicated, allegedly. She goes to sleep, leaves him in the suitcase, wakes up, guy's dead, asphyxiated. She gets charged, prosecuted. Case goes on for about 2-3 years. Finally, the trial happened last month, a few weeks ago. I watched almost all of it. The trial lasted 1 week. Okay. It started on a Friday. It ended on a Friday. We had a verdict within 80, was it 86 minutes, 88 minutes, something like that. Very short verdict. That's a murder trial. I mean, granted, there are like not really that many people to call, but 5 days, 6 days, that's a normal murder trial. To call 68 witnesses to make sure that your story is just so, I mean, I know what the prosecution is doing. It's in hindsight now 2020, because their case is so weak.
Rope-a-dope.
They know the only way to make the jury believe our insane story is by having 55 corroborative witnesses, a couple of experts, a few police, the medical doctors, and then they'll believe us. You have to pile on the shit because you have nothing else. So you just stack the deck in an insane. I mean, how many witnesses did Karen Reed call? Like 6, 8?
Six. Yep. Six.
Because the defense is easy. The defense is straightforward. The defense is direct. I mean, all they did was keep those jurors hostage for a month and a half or 2 months.
Exactly. I mean, you were there. Lally,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
A murder trial with Lally shouldn't even do parking tickets. He was bad. So
You know he's off the case, right? Larry, you got taken off the case.
Why? What happened?
They put a special prosecutor in, Hank Brennan, who defended Whitey Bulger.
they put the mob attorney, the guy that defended the mob. He's in charge of the case now. A prosecutor, Karen Reed. You didn't know that?
Yep.
We have the mob. Whitey Bulger's. You know Whitey Bulger?
Of course.
Whitey's attorney, Hank Brennan, is now, he replaced Lally. The mob, yeah, dude. It's getting real down this part of town.
Larry, you got to come back up, man. You got to come back up, bro.
It's early. It's early. What am I going to come back for? There's no.
Time to
there's
wake
no
up.
part.
This is
Yeah, so it got pushed back to April 1st.
Wait, again? I thought it was in January.
It was supposed to.
Pushed it.
Yeah.
April 1st.
Yep.
I'm putting it on my calendar right now.
Do it, dude. You got to come up, man. You got to come. This is getting crazy. Crazy shit's going on.
Really? It's that bad.
They're arresting people for writing notes to Jen McCabe via Facebook and getting witness intimidation letters sent to these 68-year-old people, mums.
Say it again. Sorry, I missed the first part.
So, but a year ago or so, when the trial first came out, people were Facebook messaging Jen McCabe about, tell the truth or whatever they were saying in their in the messages. They got charged for witness intimidation about a month ago. We're talking about 60-something-year-old lady and her mother.
I'm struggling.
Driving.
Right my human part and my lawyer part are fighting inside of me right now because I'm like, I can see in theory how that could work.
Right.
Prosecutor is going to take that freaking case. Oh yeah, corrupt one. I forgot.
Yeah, so they had a clerk magistrate hearing last week. They're going to see if it's actually going to be a prosecutor be able to prosecute it. Who knows, man? Larry, it's just getting nuts, man. And it's actually so bad up here.
What's the prosecutor's name again? Sorry,
Hank Brennan.
Yeah, look him up.
Hank
Brennan.
Yep. And he's allegedly doing it for $250 an hour with a cap of $75,000.
Yeah. And
well, that's standard. The state has to put a cap on it, otherwise he'll milk them for everything he's got or everything they've got.
Yeah, the math's not mathing. Yeah, this guy's kind of famous.
This is just, it's all backwards up here. It doesn't make any sense.
No, but it does make sense. He's going to work for $250 an hour. He's going to make his $75,000, and then he's basically pro bono. That's how that works. So the math is mathing. He's just going to work for free after he gets his 75. He's doing the case for 75,000, basically, is what I'm saying.
Yep.
Okay. Are you reading up on him right now? Who he is?
Yeah.
So Lally's second chair.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that makes sense because they need Lally in the courtroom because he has experience with the case.
Right.
So what do you do with Proctor?
What do you mean? What do you do with Proctor? That's
right?
a great question.
I know. We're all thinking about what's going to happen here. Well, I mean, how do you call the case manager and have him sit in the stand when he's been, conflicted? Just interesting.
Well, I thought you were asking how do you call a disgraced, fired
Bro-
police officer? If I thought that was your question.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm asking. Yes.
Okay, if I'm the prosecutor, oh gosh, this is a tough one. If I'm the prosecutor, I mean, I've had this happen in a couple of my cases where police officers actually showed up in plain clothes, and I, the prosecutor, would ask, you know what? I take it back. I know what I'm going to do if I'm Lally and Brennan. Call him and pretend nothing's wrong. Call him, pretend nothing's wrong. Have him show up in plain clothes, and obviously he can't wear a uniform because he's no longer employed. And here's what I do, just like they did in the first trial. Think about it. This is the strategy. You call Proctor, have him testify, and then before he leaves the stand, or right when he first takes the stand, do this whole show about you are in plain clothes. Are you not, officer? Yes. Where are you employed? Blah blah real estate company or whatever he's doing now. They usually go into real estate. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe because it's lucrative. And I work for real estate. I'm no longer employed as a Massachusetts police officer. And why are you no longer employed as a get ahead of it. Why are you no longer employed as a Massachusetts police officer? Well, I was let go. I was let go, kind of minimize it, try and create, because the one who speaks about it first loses, right? So if you save it for cross-examination, his head's going to get chopped off. But if you kind of get ahead of it as a prosecutor, this is the strategy that prosecutors use is, so you're employed, but you conducted an investigation in this case. Were you, and this is the problem though. This is the problem they're going to run into, because I, the prosecutor, I have to ask this question. Otherwise the defense is going to beat me to it. Were you released of duty because of this case? And Proctor would say, yes, I was.
Okay.
So just run with it and just see what happens. Honestly, like that is the only way, other than not calling him at all, which is the backup strategy. Don't call Proctor at all and call it a day. And let the defense actually, that might be the better strategy. Because if you don't call Proctor at all, I mean, the jury's going to be scratching their heads. The defense are going to be pounding their fists. Can the defense call Proctor? Absolutely.
Right.
Subpoena him.
Right.
I don't know. There's so many things. That's crazy. I knew that this was going to come one day, but now that I'm thinking about it, I haven't thought about this case in a while. So you're bringing me a lot of.
I know. I'm fucking racking your brain this morning. I'm like, oh, you just woke up. This is gonna be good.
And he's not that shocked. That's the problem. He's not that shocked.
Well, he was there. He saw it happen. He saw some of the shit going on there, man.
Do I dare ask him if he knows about Enrique?
I don't know. Have you heard about this one? Oh, go ahead, Tommy.
I'm out of the loop. Chad is already, guilty. I'm out of the loop.
All right. There was a trooper, Enrique Delgado. He was a trooper. He worked for the Norfolk County District Attorney. He worked as a victim witness advocate for the DA in Worcester. He went to the State Police Academy, and he died.
Of what?
He had a broken neck. He had 3 broken teeth. He had broken leg.
He didn't die. He was killed.
He was boxing. They were training boxing.
Wait, and what was his role? Why is he relevant? Why did they need to eliminate him theoretically?
He was a victim witness advocate. We don't know why that happened, because it's been like something like 60 days. He had a skull fracture too. 60 days, and the state police have said nothing. Nothing on Twitter, nothing on their website, nothing about this at all. They said he died during training, but now it's a disaster.
But why? Again, sorry. Is he relevant to the Karen Reed case or just the plain corruption of the?
This is another corruption type of a thing. Got it. It's ongoing. It does in the middle of all this happens.
Understood. And what about there was another female that was allegedly
Birchmore.
Yeah.
Birchmore.
Is that anything happening with that case?
Yep.
Yeah.
They turned it from a suicide to a homicide.
That was a couple months ago. That was a few months ago.
Yeah.
They made an arrest too. They made him. Matthew Farrell was arrested federally. He's facing the death penalty charge. Yep.
They got him.
So that's positive. So Matthew Farwell knows a lot of the Norfolk County District Attorney Office cops, i.e., John Fanning, Yuri, who interviewed Matthew Farwell and said there was nothing here to see. And Garino, who's also involved with the O'Keefe Reed case, was also involved with the Birchmore case, said there was no text messages between Matthew Farwell and Sandra Birchmore. Well, the FBI found 32,700 messages between the two of them.
FBI found them.
Yeah.
They have those messages. Whereas Fanning, same trooper Fanning we're talking about, that babysits the jury.
The jury.
He was the one in charge.
Wow.
Yep. And he met Matthew Farwell as he was a Stoughton police officer in a school parking lot and did the interview. Not taped. Just, I got you, bro. All right. Thanks, man. Bye.
Probably just a drive-by. Two cruisers talking to each other.
So
hey,
did
you murder that girl? The girl you were having relations with? Nope. Did you text her? Nope. All right, we're good here. Peace out later. Drove.
And she lived in Canton at the time. So now you have Lank, who was actually at the he was at Birchmore. You have Good, who was at Birchmore, who was also at O'Keefe. You have the same prosecutors. You have the same Officer Gallagher involved. You have so many of the same players in two different incidents where there's a murder. Wow. And now in the Birchmore case, we have an arrest, though, Farwell. Now, Farwell is looking at death penalty. Is he talking? Is he spilling the tea? We don't know. Are more indictments coming? Because he's got 3 little kids.
Yep.
Yeah. They took him down, man. It's crazy.
And I mean, Josh Levy isn't playing around. Thank God we have that.
Yeah.
So some crazy stuff, buddy. There's lots going on.
And you have the Justin Root case that happened as well. There's a lot of cases, I think, after you left that are really coming to light that people were trying to get out there but weren't getting out there. But since this movement started, it has really it's come forth, and a lot of pissed off people, man. A lot, and the standouts.
It's good. It looks like the place needs to be cleaned out, and you got to start somewhere. So
a lot of people in the district attorney's office are leaving. Morrissey's second-hand person left. David Traub, who interviewed with Gretchen Voss, left. No one in the ADA's office wanted to prosecute Karen Reed. That's why they had to go outside and get Brennan.
Yeah.
They also someone else left. Who was it? Who was the other person that left? Remember? There's 4 people that left, Mike. They reassigned Tully.
Yep. Tully's not involved with the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. He will testify in it, but he's no longer working there. Lieutenant Tully. He's the one that arrested Aiden as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting nuts, dude. It's getting nuts. So yeah,
think about all the stuff that's going to come between now and April 1st. I mean, we still have what, 5 months almost.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine all the stuff that's going to happen between now and then?
And then we have to wait for this SJC to make a ruling, which could take a couple months or a month or 2. Who knows?
Yeah.
But that's on YouTube if you want to watch that. That was good. You hit hard.
I watched bits and pieces. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. Was it Weinberg argument versus the kid from Harvard? It was good.
Listen, we're all getting a great education here too. I'll tell you that. We're learning all sorts of stuff we didn't know.
Alan Jackson got the goatee now. Did you see that?
Yeah, he's kicking it. Yep.
Yeah. Good for him. Looks good on
November.
him.
Yeah, in November. You don't shave in November up here. It's weird. It's a weird thing up here.
Well, apparently Tom CPU and I didn't get the memo.
Yeah, we missed that day of class.
You can start today, man.
We're not the cool kids. We're the outsiders.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you guys can grow full beards. I'm not worried about that.
Just the color of them. That's the problem.
My
So-
granddad was like that now. Not maybe not that white, but it's
Yeah.
starting to get a little white.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, I noticed that you travel a lot. I really enjoy seeing some of the stuff where you go, man. You got
Oh,
any
thank
more plans to
Yeah.
go? You gonna be traveling soon again?
That's a great question. So our last trip that we did for business was New Mexico, and it was so hot, man.
I was
I
born
mean,
there.
the Alec Baldwin trial was supposed to last 2 weeks. It barely cracked a week. I mean, it was resolved Friday.
That's right. I remember that you posted that you were there.
Yep. So that was fun.
And
Then we
why
went to
did-
Europe, but it was not, just for fun.
Why did why did that trial get kicked? What was it in the pre-trial or
Brady
was it
violation.
Yeah, Brady
There was
violation.
a witness who came to the Hannah Gutierrez trial with some bullets and said, "Hey, I have some evidence I want to show you." And they were like, "Okay, what is this evidence?" And there's a video of the guy coming into the precinct, and apparently they put it in the wrong file. They didn't put it in Alec Baldwin or Hannah Gutierrez's file. And when some evidence was turned over the first week of the trial, they started sifting through and they found it. They're like, "Wait a minute, we have something here. We have a video, and there's evidence that was mismatched that was put somewhere else," and they moved for a dismissal. The prosecutor, actually also named Morrissey, ironically enough, Morrissey takes the witness stand in an unprecedented move, basically takes the oath
Wow.
and says, it was an honest mistake, oopsie daisy. I did not intend for this to happen, blah, 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 blah. And the judge was like, "No, I'm dismissing this case, Brady violation. I'm sorry."
Wow.
Now the prosecutor was a dumbass. She should have never testified. Her co-counsel, Jackson, also, I think her name is Jackson. I can't remember. Chat may be able to fill me in. Her co-counsel, when they got back from break on Friday afternoon, on a Friday afternoon, her co-counsel didn't show up. She was missing.
What?
And nobody really noticed until like later, and we were like, "Wait a minute, where's Morrissey's second chair? Like, we can't find her anywhere." And the court resumed. And later, after the judge dismisses the case, because they tried to like finagle a deal with I heard the clerks talking. Make friends with the clerks, by the way. The clerks, the court personnel, they will tell you things that you cannot imagine. And I'm hearing stuff, and I'm tweeting like a crazy person, because apparently there were some talks about taking like, because she heard the words conditional discharge. It's amazing how just one key word can tell you everything that's going on for an attorney. Conditional discharge usually implies that there's a plea deal talk going on. They're probably offering a plea. Look, we'll give you like no jail time, conditional discharge, just take like a lesser included offense or something like that, amended charge. And I'm like speculating, and it's crazy. It's fun. It's wild. And while this is all happening, her co-counsel is nowhere to be found. So fast forward, it is now like 5:30 p.m. She goes on, not Piers Morgan, some big, oh my
Court
God.
TV thing.
No. But one of those, yeah. And she does an interview, and we find out the reason she left was because she was telling Morrissey, "Look, I want to dismiss this case. There's clearly a Brady violation. We violated it." She came in late in the game. Morrissey's been on this from the beginning. Morrissey was on the Gutierrez trial, Hannah Gutierrez trial, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, and she was throughout. She was on notice for all this stuff. Again, I cannot remember. I want to say it's Jackson. Chat still has not filled me in. I've been watching it. Maybe you guys can find it. I don't know. But anyway, her second chair does the interview, and she says, "I wanted a dismissal because I came in late to the game. I didn't know any of this." Johnson, thank you. Erlinda Johnson. Johnson, I knew it was Jackson, similar. Johnson and Morrissey. Johnson is like, "Look, Morrissey, let's dismiss this freaking case. Let's call it a day. We've lost." And she's like, "No, we're moving forward." She's like, "If you're going to move forward, I'm out." She's like, "Okay, you're out. Get out. I'm moving forward." And she gets out.
Wow.
And she wanted to maintain integrity. God bless Johnson. God bless this woman. That is a prosecutor.
Yep.
That is the problem. The minute she learned about the Brady violation, she's like, I'm out. I'm dipping.
Yep.
And that was Cuomo. That was it. She went on the Cuomo show.
Wow.
Yeah. Thank you, Chad. Chad is always there for the rescue.
I know. They're Grace.
Listen, I hope that the Karen trial just goes smooth. Let's just get this done, right?
5 more months, just 5 short months,
in a timely manner with the correct information this time. I mean, they destroyed her freaking car and they got no data out of it. How does that happen in this world today? You either do what you know how to do or you don't do it at all. Obviously, they don't know what they're doing, or they do. It's either ignorance
Larry,
or intelligence.
What part were you sitting in on when you were up here for that? Who's testifying when you were here? Do you remember?
What's her name? That one that cried when she misspoke accidentally.
Allie McCabe.
McCabe. That was the
young
day I
girl.
was here. Yeah.
About John was in the house when Colin wasn't there.
Yeah. So, yeah.
That was huge.
Yeah.
That was
huge. A very good day. I got lucky.
That was huge.
So Larry, here's the thing that we have going on.
I have a theory. I think she cried not because she was remembering, how much they harassed Colin. She realized her slip of the tongue and was like, oh my God, my mom is going to murder me. What have I done to the case?
She's going to end up in the sidewalk. Yep.
Boom, man.
So what we have now is we have all these creators, right? And each one of them is pulling apart one thing. Like Microdots did the waterfall, the video, the waterfall, and another creator did this, and they're pulling apart every single piece of it now that we have trial 1. Can we take all those errors that we found? For example, Colin couldn't have kissed his father like he said he did. His father was here at this time. Colin was here at this time. They don't match up. Do they go out and call them out, each of the witnesses like that, do you think? And bring up all these problems, all these inconsistencies that we found, like all these people out here? Because we can do all the people, the other creators have found, Joe Flipperhead's found like 20 different problems.
Yeah.
With timelines and pictures and just, where was the car? Where was the Brian Jr.?
The beautiful thing about this case, Tom and Mike, the beautiful thing about this case is that you have the defense team is comprised of like 15,000 people, which is rare. Usually it's just you and a paralegal and maybe your client if they're going to be involved in some capacity. This is like you have an investigative team of the entire internet, like half the population of Dedham. And plus everybody who's watching from other countries and other cities,
right?
And other states and whatever. And so, to preemptively answer your question, because I think I know where you're headed with this, can you guys all contribute and like, sure, absolutely. Now I would be careful. Don't just flood their inboxes because Alan Jackson and David Yannetti have way too much on their plate already. They don't need like this just clogging and becoming their entire world. But if you can find someone to kind of like maybe mediate and like kind of separate the sheep from the herd, kind of do like a condensed, collaborative effort, create like a Google Sheets or something so that, several individuals can come in and edit, not like everybody. And then have like, I don't know, have like 20 people collect the data and then 5 people kind of sort it all out. And then one person, once it's all like ready, all the inconsistencies are all organized, send it off. That would be extremely useful, I think. If I'm a defense attorney and I would get that, I would be forever thankful.
Okay.
So that's like a flip ahead Olivia Microdots compilation of stuff. All because they're on it. They are locked. They're dead center on all these. There shouldn't be this many issues. There shouldn't be this many problems in a murder trial because what happened. You can't change what already happened, right? Facts are facts. There shouldn't be this many inconsistencies in a murder trial.
I agree. I absolutely agree. And the fact that there are just shows that the prosecution's theory is full of holes and that probably whatever they're saying happened didn't happen.
Oof. Well,
I remember when Aiden first came to me with this case in October of 23, September of 23. I was in Poland And people were telling me, like, you need to interview this Turtle Boy guy, Aiden. He's got some stuff. And I'm just like, okay, fine, whatever. And while he's live, I didn't know him from Adam. He was nobody to me.
I remember all this. I remember this. You were in Europe at the time, and it was like this time in Europe and this time
Yeah,
here.
it was late. I remember that. It was late in Europe, wasn't it?
Your hotel. You were in your hotel.
I don't remember. I just remember I had my headphones on, and I was like, okay, so who are you? Tell us about you. What's going on? Some corruption case in Massachusetts. I have no idea what's going on. And he filled me in, and I was like, dude, I'm going to solve it for you right now. And he's like, okay, go ahead. And I said, look, the simplest thing is you compare the injuries on the body and you look at the vehicle. If the damage matches, or at least close to matching, well, then it probably happened. If there's a mismatch, well, then it probably didn't happen. I mean, it's really that simple. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to decipher whether or not a vehicle was. But the fact that they when they went forward with the trial, and I went to Massachusetts and I watched part of it, I was, again, here's the thing. I've seen corruption before. Corruption is not new to me. I work within the system. I know, I can smell it a mile away. But to so openly, blatantly, unapologetically, without blinking twice, to move forward on a case of this magnitude with this much attention, as if like nothing happened. Yeah, of course she hit him with the car. End of story. Where's the issue? That's unprecedented. I don't know if it has ever happened to that degree anywhere in America that I can think of. Maybe cases that didn't receive publicity somewhere. I don't know. Right, but this much of publicity on a case, and they're still like, let's go.
Right.
That is insanity. That is absolute insanity.
And then they were handed the TUI report where the FBI said, well, we have a different conclusion that you do, Mr. Morrissey, on this case. Gave them 3,000 pages of exculpatory evidence to the defense, the judge, and Morrissey's office, and Morrissey still doubled down and went forward.
Yep.
And Bev Canoni did not allow any of the TUI in.
Did you hear that the car that she backed into actually got repaired and returned back to the house before the cops went and looked at it? Did you hear that?
No.
Yeah.
That's a little too far-fetched, though.
No, actually it's not, because one of the Canton police officers that came down that night when they first pulled her car, they couldn't figure out how to get the taillight out of the car because they thought you just open it. They didn't know how to actually disassemble the taillight. They had to call in Officer Brian Wanless, Canton Police Department, because guess what he does as a side job?
Repairman, car
He's
repairman.
auto body repairman. Guess where the Traverse got taken to? His body shop. I think put a priority on that repair. And then they returned it.
I know, huh? Imagine.
Yes.
The shit, dude. I know.
The DA's using a burner
It just doesn't
email.
stop, man. It just doesn't stop.
A burner email the DA's using. The head DA, burner email. Rachel Rollins got taken down for that. That's what took her down. Not what was in it. Not what was in her emails. The fact that she was using a burner email. That's what got her popped.
This is fucked up. Yeah. This is fucked up.
You're trying to, I don't know how you even defend a corrupt case to begin with.
Larry, we're gonna have to have you back. We're gonna have you back on and do another recap. Maybe just kind of go back and
for sure.
Yeah. I don't want to keep your morning going. We're going up in 2 hours.
So much to it. So
you guys are good. I was just about to say you beat me to it. That I have to head out. I got some work to do.
Send our love to your better half. Wish her luck on her test tomorrow. She'll do well. We know she will.
And she says hi, by the way. She also sends her love as well.
All right, man. We appreciate it.
Go take her out to dinner. Get a pasta meal. She'll have the energy for all that long test tomorrow. It's like marathon.
Pasta, man.
Yeah.
Pasta's good.
Holy shit.
What? I was going to say take her out to like potatoes.
There you go. That's a better idea. Like
I wish you the best, man. And we'll have you back on soon.
Yeah, Larry, thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. And
Thanks for having me.
Just the information.
We talk about corruption again, man, because there's more, but I don't want to blow your head up. And this
Yeah.
is we overload
That's
right
enough
now.
for today. Yeah.
A
Wait,
lot
man.
happened since you left, Ben. A lot has happened since you left.
I want to be a fly in the wall when he tries to explain this to her. All right, listen to this. You're not going to believe me, but listen. Are you ready?
I know.
She's going to be like, there's no way.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's fucked
All
up.
right,
Man.
guys.
Peace out,
All
dude.
right.
Later. Thank you,
Later.
Larry.
Yeah.
Thanks, Larry. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, huh?
Awesome. There's a little more information now. See, it's perfect. It just works out, man.
I just can't get over the fact that we have Larry who's actually at the trial at one time was saying, and it's not Allie McCabe, but he's didn't hear about everything else and what's going on, and he like I said, you couldn't tell somebody this story and be like, that's fucking bullshit. What are you talking about? Like he was, and he's an attorney, right? And his mind is fucking blown. Oh, what's up, Shelby?
What's up? What am I missing?
Shelby's on the screen. I don't know what she needs. I don't know. Okay.
Oh, no way.
Hey guys.
Hey,
Whoa.
Did that
This is what
really happen?
I just brought this up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, go look it up.
No shit. She filed for Morrissey's phone and email today,
Good
huh?
for her. Oh, I hope she gets it.
Man, this is crazy.
Oh my.
Are you watching that show, Shelby, in the background?
Yeah, I hear echo.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Oh, first of all, who reported it?
Yeah, who broke that?
Yes, I'm getting out now.
Who broke it, Shelby? All right.
Yeah, I wonder who it was. That's huge, dude. That's huge.
Hold on, let me pull up the.
Ted's got it. See, Ted's got it.
I'm looking.
Fox.
Yeah.
Dog mom Fox. Okay. Woo!
Karen Reed legal team asks. Oh, I love it. This is good. Here we go. Boom. Karen Reed's legal team asked to see all of Norfolk DA Morrissey's personal emails and texts.
This is never going to trial.
Boston 25 News on Friday obtained a flurry of new court filings in the Karen Reed murder trial. She is not getting my emails.
Right at the top there, right?
From Karen Reed's legal team. They're asking a judge to order Norfolk County DA Michael Morrissey to hand over personal email and phone communications having to do with the case against Reed. They say that includes any communication with witnesses, the court, and judicial staff. In the filing, Reed's lawyers say there have been recent reports and documented evidence that Morrissey used personal email to communicate with people in the Stoughton District Court. That's where Reed's case first started before being moved to Superior Court for her murder trial. They say the email and other conversations are relevant to the case. And in a second filing, Reed's attorneys are asking that a transcript from a sidebar conversation during an April hearing be released. They say those transcripts contained insight into court rulings in the first trial, and they are needed to prepare for the second trial, which is supposed to start next year. Our Ted Daniel going through the paperwork for both of these filings. He'll have an update coming up later this morning.
Wow. Wow.
Window Nation is on the Morgan's home turf to huddle up about.
Wow. Mike, if she's going to get all his emails and texts.
Imagine, okay, if she does get it, will it only pertain to her, or is it going to be to like Walsh and everybody else? Is that, I don't know. That's fucked up.
And she wants a transcript of the sidebar.
Yeah, well, I still fully don't understand what that was about.
Who testified? Who testified in April?
It was something to do with Jackson was going to be out of town. Was she okay with Yannetti being the lead? That's what I remember, but I'm not 100% sure. Maybe the chat knows. I'm not sure, man. Chat saying fuck around and find out. Yeah, you're right. Fuck around and find out, Morrissey. Holy shit.
Let me check
Holy
emails on X. Good one. Whoever said that in chat. Yeah.
Hey, I want to know if there was any emails to a brothel.
Oh, didn't he get popped on that?
I don't. Hey, they didn't release the names yet, but I mean, one can only tell it. What else happened? Who else? on top of him did he talk to? Like, you know, keep going.
Do I even want to know?
You couldn't write this movie, dude.
Really? I mean, it doesn't make
Scott,
sense.
highlight Scott McGinnis. This is perfect. You're absolutely right.
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
He's right in the middle. This is perfect.
That
Boom.
one?
Yep. That's the one. I don't care what appointment she has.
Yeah.
I don't care. You're dirty. You're gone, man. So let her have the trial. Let her be the lead on this one. They took her off the other two cases for a reason, right? They took her off the Walsh case. They took her off for a reason, right? But then she's in a solely. So there's a reason behind all this stuff. Hank Brennan looking for the Gretchen Voss stuff. There's other hidden reasons we're not quite sure yet.
Mike, they think they have something or they know something
right
about that.
So what's Hank Brennan trying? I just can't figure out the fucking angle he has.
Oh, here's one angle. Check this out. In a third defense, the three of them, now there's going to be three of them. Reed's lawyers are pushing back on the state's expert who examined Reed's Lexus.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Yep.
Can you blow that up at all or no? No. Oh, there you go. The telematics, yeah.
Yep, this is the 4 gigabits flash memory component, not 4 gigabytes. He incorrectly states, notably 4 gigabytes is equal to 5. It's not.
Aussie Insider did that, dude.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Step
Holy
one,
shit.
close attempt.
Chip off, yep.
Yeah. Yep, this is great.
Holy shit. Now that's under, are you going to retweet that? Or you can retweet that, right, Tom?
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So that's not an expert for the most part.
So it's not going to go to Texas. It's going to go to Texas, I guess, is my question.
It should go. It should go back to the manufacturer because they have all the tools.
That's like a Lexus dealer.
Toyota. Well,
yeah. Not back to the factory, you're saying, but back to the dealership. Yeah.
All right, here it is. Defense is seeking all communications made by Norfolk DA Michael W. Morrissey from his personal email address and or cell phone, re the Reed case. So you are right. It's only the Reed case. The defense cites a letter from Aidan Kearney's attorney, Mark Bedrow, that says DA Morrissey uses personal email to influence court decisions involving Kearney. A second defense filing requests that transcripts from sidebars that occurred during Reed's trial be released. Wow. Mike, they don't want one. They want a few sidebars released.
Fucking A, dude.
Wow.
You gotta love a Friday news dump, huh? Holy shit.
This is big stuff today.
Look at this. It's only been out for a little while. It's got fucking 14,000 people looking at it. Holy shit. Oh my God. Hey, thank you, Bino from Ireland with $6 European. Thank you so much.
You guys are friggin' amazing. All right, I'm gonna go over them. Toots, thank you so much for always being there. Shelby, 5 memberships. Really? Shelby? Wow. Tara from Boston, $50 super sticker, Mike.
Wow. That's gonna help pay for the detail, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then Kelly,
stop with the detail real quick. So how it works is it's a minimum of 4 hours, and then you have to pay after that. So
yes.
Okay. All right.
Taunton Police Department pays the officer. I have to pay the Taunton Police Department.
And you got to pay him before he goes, right?
Yep.
All right.
Norfolk has no ADAs who will prosecute anybody, so they hire special prosecutors. Definitely makes sense, doesn't it? And there's proof in it right there. We got Mello, and the new guy.
Wow.
Now, Kelly again. Karen's trial hasn't officially been moved till April 1st. It's just a motion to move it, and Bev can deny it. I think when both parties are in agreement, it's just like an okay thing.
But she could deny it. She could deny it.
She's got scheduled too. Yeah. So maybe April's definitely got better weather, right, Scott?
RVA with $20.
Wow.
dumbbells do damage when it hits the back of your head.
You might
Ooh,
bleed out a little bit. Maybe,
where's
right?
Where's the blood?
That's a lot of it missing, isn't it?
What? It wasn't outside. I can tell you that.
Not there, is it? It's just
No.
it's gone, Mike. It's
I
gone.
know.
Just
Take
just
take 2 liter of blood or soda and dump it out. Then fill it halfway up again and then dump it out. And tell me where the fuck that is. It's not in the lawn. You would have seen it. Bullshit.
Bino from Ireland. Thank you very much. And then AVA. Loving it,
Yep.
man. You guys are awesome.
Wow, man. We're getting better at this, huh?
Getting there, right?
Ah.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah, Scott's saying he'll take April over January at any time, by the way.
Me too. He knows.
Got some people calling from Michigan. Holy shit, man.
Wow.
April Fool's Day is right, Emma. I mean, Fairy Raven. Emma, yep.
All right.
Then,
So, Mike,
wow.
I'm thinking Sunday maybe do another show.
Yeah, bro.
You know, Sunday?
I'm all pumped. I'm all jacked up, man.
Okay. Sunday we'll let the news trickle in because I'm sure there's more coming. It's Friday. And then
We can do tomorrow morning.
no.
Are you busy? You're
Yeah.
busy?
Yeah.
All right, brother. Yeah, Saturday's all right.
Trial 2 may never happen, correct, Scott? If we can get into that part. You
Hey,
know?
so Sunday morning, do you want to do a time? 8:30-ish, 9? What do you want to do?
I'll get back to you with that. I gotta check
All
the
right,
message
pal.
here.
All right, yeah. Tommy message, yep.
Yeah.
Mark Cunningham. Thanks for the $20, man, for the detail.
Mark,
Send
thank you
email.
so much, bud. That's
Yeah,
awesome. Wow.
That guy's a baller.
All the time there.
Yeah. Tommy, you got a message. You see that in the chat?
Yep.
All right.
So,
Change
Mike,
the date for supporters. I don't know what that means. Okay. What's up, buddy?
I want to release this, but I can't because I'm not sure.
Then don't do it.
Well, it's not a bad thing. It's, Charles Duty. Remember that guy, Duty?
I know. Yeah, his daughter was in the house.
What if
Her name was spelt wrong. Remember that? Proctor spelled her name wrong.
Yeah, but what if it was spelt right a different way?
It should have been spelt right from the rip.
Really?
I don't know if it's a Y at the end or it's IE at the end. Or EY but it was spelt wrong.
Well,
What's up?
Gene Duty married Paul Gallagher.
No.
Yes.
Lieutenant Gallagher?
You know him?
You're telling me that the chief of the fire department at one time married the lieutenant's sister?
Gene Duty Gallagher is Paul's wife. The Gallaghers and the Dutys are family, bud. They are peas in the pod.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You do now?
Holy shit, Tom.
It's incestuous, buddy. I don't know what to tell you.
It is.
Yeah.
So Lieutenant Paul Gallagher's sister is married to Charles Duty. Is that what you're telling me?
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Or is Duty's sister married to Gallagher?
The Gallaghers and the Dutys are related through marriage.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think what I just heard you say earlier, her last name was Gallagher.
It is.
So
Gene Duty Gallagher.
So it's Duty, who was the fire chief.
Maiden name.
Now she is married to Lieutenant Paul Gallagher, which would be Duty Gallagher.
Yes.
Holy shit. Wow.
Small world, isn't it, Mike?
And Canton, dude, everybody's
Canton.
Yeah. What are they? It must make the handsmaid bride here. Where you have to marry him. You gotta go with him.
Without you, it's predetermined marriages. You have to stay within this family tree.
Holy shit, dude.
Weird.
All right, Paul Gallagher's wife's name is Rosemary. I know it. They live in Milton. Okay. Yeah. Well, you're making $322,000 a year. You can live in Milton. Yeah. Live with it. Yeah. Whatever you want, man.
All right.
Did he officially retire? By the way, is he gone? I know he put his papers.
Yes, he put his papers in. I think it was a 30-day deal, wasn't it, with him?
I don't know, man.
Yeah. again, we got to put this up.
Oh, so it's from 5 o'clock to 8:30 at night. Okay.
Yep. And it's only one day.
Yep.
So if you're going to let us borrow your blow-ups for the weekend, I just need it for the Saturday and the Sunday, and then we'll return it. Yeah, Santa's going to be there. Trying to get some other YouTube creators. You can come and meet us, hang out, take
please
pictures.
come. Yeah, Brian LTL,
Yep.
Aiden. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah, Aiden. I'm pretty sure Aiden's going to be there.
All right, cool. Meredith, Dina Corby, Paul Cristofaro, Scott McGinnis. All those guys.
And then
Good.
this is also important.
What's up?
This is also important.
Yes, that's next Wednesday.
This is next Wednesday. So got to make sure, guys. I mean, you don't need to come with anything. Just bring yourself. We got signs. I mean, got all that stuff. Just need you to come, show up, show some support. It's a great time. You're going to meet some great people. It's for a great cause. And it's when you leave, you always feel better. Always.
You do, man.
So please, guys, this is important. It's the November 13th, 2 to 5. It's not that long. Especially
with the Reeds or the Betero asking for Morrissey's email and Texas now. We need to rally around. We need to rally around that corruption. We need to show some force here because we need answers.
Yep. For
Enrique, for John, for Sandra.
We haven't heard a thing about him, have we?
No.
That's horrible,
Mike. No. And how my point is this: how do we find that information out? Who has a source? I mean, literally, who's got a source buried in there that's going to leak that stuff? And we don't know. And and I know, Tom, you don't break the back of your vertebrae boxing with the headgear on and a mouthpiece.
No, that's a beating. That's not boxing,
right?
It's not happening.
Yeah, you can't with headgear on.
No, it can't happen. That's why they were wearing gloves.
You can't. You can't get knocked out.
No,
with headgear on, it's so hard. I mean, it's impossible. Yeah. So, anyways, there's a lot to that's upsetting to me. Is that we don't know any more about that. I know they got a special prosecutor and investigation.
Here we go again, right?
Yeah, bullshit, dude.
Who would not want to? What prosecutor would not want to jump on that freaking case, Mike? Why do you hire a special prosecutor to come in and find out what happened to the poor kid?
Right. How many witnesses do you have? Like really, you know what I mean? Like, who's there? Like, who saw it? I guess it was filmed and all this other bullshit. But again,
supposedly,
right? So this new colonel, he came in, he rehomed Tully. Right?
Yep.
He's making some moves. Maybe we'll find out. We'll get to sit and wait, though. I know that you asked for an interview with him and you got shot down.
Yeah, that was a hard no.
That was a full stop on that one.
No questions left in that, is there? No. Well, maybe no.
Hey, all right. You want to get out of here? Yes.
Yeah. Do? It's been a long morning already.
I will let you close it out. All right.
All right, buddy.
I'll talk to you later. I'll talk to you on Sunday morning. All right.
Figure it out. Later, bud.
All right. Later, chat. Love you guys. Bye.
Man, that was a long show today, boys and girls. Well, thank you. I'm flattered. This is great. We're right on schedule to meet the goal, to pay for the detail for that thing. That's just like awesome. You guys are great. Yeah. I love you all. And we'll definitely see you guys again. I hope you enjoyed DUI Guy. Larry, great guy, smart, gives us more. We now have more information now than we did before we started. So this is good. Oh, you're going to go fishing. Nice. All right, guys. Again, thank you all for showing up here and being who you are. I love you all. And we're going to keep on keeping on, right? And if there's anything in the meantime, please send an email, cputom@gmail or cpumods@gmail. Right, Shelby? Yeah. No, and my mods, man, you got to thank my mods. They are absolutely, without a doubt, the best thing in the world. They're the reason that we're all here. So it's been a pleasure. I love you all, and we'll be seeing you soon. Promise.